Love that one. It's so good.
Editor Noah jumping in here. There's something that I kind of miss here. From this one angle, you can see the illusion of the fire from the previous episode, and I don't stop and take a really good look at it, but I'm starting to think this might have been the true perspective for this. I say this because when I stand in the right spot, and I only do it for a minute because I don't realize it until editor Noah looked at it, but it looks like the fire is spreading. It looks like not only is a fire starting over on that treehouse, but it has moved to the treehouse I'm currently standing on because of the way that the leaves line up. I think the way that the leaves line up cannot be an accident. So I'm starting to think that perhaps this fire was worse than originally stated and actually spreads out depending on where you're standing. Now, this is something I'm going to have to investigate much, much later because I need to come back to this spot and really look at this because the man starting the fire doesn't quite look right from the current angle that I have, but this is the best still that I had during this part of the playthrough from this angle. Maybe there's a way to make this look a little bit better, but it's definitely interesting the way the leaves line up. So, is the fire spreading?
I have to go inside to start this laser, I think. Yeah. It's a video game. Is there anything under the steps? No. There never is, but we must always check.
Hey, is that a butt? Kind of looks like a butt. It's like cheeks. There's like a crack. They're kind of like on all fours, and those are like legs. Kind of looks like a butt. I think that's a butt. Do you think that looks like a butt?
Anything under the steps. Okay. So, the way this works is I have this. Where's the one that had multiple endpoints? This one. I can work this out so it goes that way, towards the burned out building. That's weird. And I have to make it go this way so it connects with that path. So I'm going to do that one. If I can remember how to do it. Okay. No, 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 that's not how it works. There it is. There it is. No, it's the opposite of good. There's the opposite of what is good. Crap, how do we do this? Other way. Rip this guy off. There. And then, haha, there it is. GameStop was selling retro shirts. Got me a camo Bowser top. $10. That's really good. Yay. Alright, so I've now completed these bridges. I need to redo this puzzle. That'll send it this way, and then this thing here is a time switch that opens that door. So I'm going to send it this way and then fix it so I can... Or maybe I won't have to. We'll see. Okay, so yeah, these ignore color. But you got to do the pairing still. How do I do this pairing? Oh, I just do this. There we go. Oh good, I don't have to switch it. I thought I was going to have to switch things. This is so much easier. Door open, go! Yay! And this activates the laser. No! Why? I'm kidding, I can open it. So this area, oh, you can also see the illusion decently from here. So it's a little different. It almost looks like he's snorting it from here.
So here I am again, and you can see through one of the little holes there that you can actually see the illusion. I don't get another good look at it, but you can definitely see that it's here. And watching this in post made me think, where actually am I? Like, what is this place that I currently am in? It was like locked, and it took a lot of work to get in here, and now it has like sealed me in. But what is it? What is the purpose? Why does it have these holes? And the more I thought about it, I think this is meant to be a blind. Basically, it is some place to hide if you are in war or a hunter, and you can still get the barrel of your gun out and shoot people or shoot animals. Now, this is interesting to think that there would be animals or something to be hunted on the island, because we have seen zero evidence of that ever. We, of course, see the illusions of animals. We see the illusions or the perspective puzzles of the octopus and the dead and or sleeping deer, depending on how you look at it. And there's the statue of the dog, but there's nothing like quail or anything like that that would be hunted. So it then also made me think about maybe war. Like, we've definitely seen things in the fortress area where it looks like they were attacked and they poured tar out, so there's like conflict there. So perhaps this was used in war for soldiers to hide and pick off enemy soldiers that perhaps are coming up and storming the beach. That kind of makes some sense, but it also got me thinking about the fact that you can see the illusion of the man starting a fire from the blind. When in war, it's often one of the worst things to do is start a fire. I think that's in an episode of Band of Brothers where they're holding the line and they're watching the line, but they're in the snow and they're freezing, so they start a fire for just a moment. And fire is easily seen by the enemy, and they're soon quickly picked off. So perhaps the further story of this illusion is a fire being started by the enemy, and someone in this blind picking them off. Again, another stretch, but I really want this illusion to tell a story, so that's the thread I'm going to keep pulling at. I really feel like this is a blind. If you have another theory of what this room is with the small portholes to look out of, please leave them in the comments down below. Maybe it's not a blind.
You can see it, which is neat. I've always found this hole, because it kind of looks like there was going to be an outlet there. A little light. I thought there was an audio clip in here, but I could be wrong. I might be thinking of a different spot in the treehouse. Alright, let me escape. Yes. So, other things I can do. Yeah, look at that laser. Hit that mountain. Shooting the mountain. I can make this go... Wait, what's another direction I can make this go? Because it looks like there's one here, but... now I'm confused. I'm all confuddled. So how do I get this a-going? Can I solve this from here? Oh, I might be able to. Oh, this is super hard mode. Everybody squint. I just need to find where the end is, and I might be able to actually pull this off. Damn. I immediately went with penis shaped. There's probably like black dots I can't see from here. That's probably how they make sure that you don't do what I'm currently trying to do. I can make this turn in another direction. Maybe that's probably the game plan here. Yes. Ah, perfect. How perfect. What? There are multiple ways to solve this? That one. I don't know why this didn't work the first time. Oh, because I separated those two. Got it. I guess I have to be on the other side of this door to make this door open? Like, I'm guessing there's a panel here. Alright, so eventually I'll have to walk over there and figure that out. Fun.
So I screw up here. I just made it wrong, and I would have opened the door had I used the other exit here. I don't know why I didn't think to do that. I don't know why I thought I had to go to the other side. That's all real dumb of me. I don't have an excuse. I just did it wrong. Also, you can see a monolith in the background when I'm trying to work on the door, so I would have walked right into a monolith and taken a look at that, which would have been good footage. But no, I just didn't know how to open a door. Solving the witness. Sorry.
Alright, so let's go back to the green path that I gave up on last episode. 'Cause I thought about this puzzle all day, and I figured it out, I think, if I can remember how I thought to do it. It's all about doing it sideways, I think? And something like this? Because this is exactly it. Because I had convinced myself that those 6 had to be the bottom 6, but there it is. I don't know if this is a way I want to go. Actually, if I recall correctly, it is. Okay, so... Oh, God, these puzzles. Okay, so this... And then I have to make that shape. But I can't rotate it, so... How would I do this? I guess I could start by doing this. That's too many blocks. Like that. There you go. And oh. And then I think it's this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's just one too many. No, that should have worked. That should have worked. I guess I could also incorporate... No, I don't want to do that. So the idea is this is the 3 across, and this is the 3 up. That's what I did last time, right? Yeah. Oops. Maybe I'm just dumb. Maybe I'm just dumb. Yeah, I thought there was a voice thing. Oh, I always think I'm about to fall off this thing. Every time I do this, I think I'm falling to my death, which is not a thing in this game. But God, do I constantly think it's happening. In any case, I'm going to take a nice sip of smoothie, and we're going to hear some philosophy that we can discuss. This is also like an interesting, like, it looks like an incomplete area, because it is storing extra boards that looks like they would be used somewhere, perhaps above me. Because, like, I don't think this is an accessible area. I don't think you can ever actually make it up here. Which now that's all I want to do, which is why we need a boundary break episode on this.
So first here, I think I just kind of have to mention this, but like there's more fire leaves like right here. I didn't really look at the perspective of those to the illusion either, but more orange leaves. It's worth mentioning. Second is this area I say is like inaccessible and that it's a like a weird box that I didn't really say what its point is, but if you really look at it, it looks like there are planks in this box. This apparently is an area of storage. There doesn't look like a good way to get to it, but I guess you could just slide boards in and then pull them out when needed. We do see in a previous episode that, or possibly future episode, I forget where we are in time, but, and you can actually see in this shot that boards are created to use like staircases and bridges and things like that. So it's very possible that the boards were stored here, and then whoever assembled this part of the treehouse pulled them out from here and then used them to build things. So that is my guess of this area. Storage. Isn't that exciting? Storage. Woo.
But now, all right, I'm done talking. I'll do some listening. Perhaps go.
When we choose silence, we choose to give up the reasons not to love, which are the reasons for going to war, or continuing war, or separating, or being a victim, or being right. In a moment of silence, in a moment of no thought, no mind, we choose to give those up. This is what my teacher invited me to. Just choose silence. Don't even choose love. Choose silence, and love is apparent. If we choose love, we already have an idea of what love is. But if you choose silence, that is the end of ideas. You are willing to have no idea, to see what is present when there is no idea, past, present, future. No idea of love, no idea of truth, no idea of you, no idea of me. Love is apparent. Gangaji, 2009.
I'm not familiar with Gangaji. First off, hilarious that was about silence when I wouldn't shut up. I'm not familiar with Gangaji. I'm gonna do a little bit of research there. But it sounds very Buddhist in mentality there. What I'm getting just off of that listen is it's saying choose silence instead of choosing love, and love will be apparent. And with, a lot of Buddhist teaching, it's about freeing yourself from suffering, and the thing that creates suffering is desire. And you would think that that would mean removing love, because to desire love would cause suffering. But I'm thinking what this is trying to say is do not pursue love, just remain silent, and love will still be there. Love is not something that is pursued, it is something that exists around you. I don't know if I agree with that. I think love takes work, not receiving but showing. We'll listen to it one more time, and then I'll probably cut myself in having done research on this.
When we choose silence, we choose to give up the reasons not to love, which are the reasons for going to war, or continuing war, or separating, or being a victim, or being right. In a moment of silence, in a moment of no thought, no mind, we choose to give those up. This is what my teacher invited me to. Just choose silence. Don't even choose love. Choose silence, and love is apparent. If we choose love, we already have an idea of what love is. But if you choose silence, that is the end of ideas. You are willing to have no idea, to see what is present when there is no idea, Past, present, future. No idea of love, no idea of truth, no idea of you, no idea of me. Love is apparent. Gangaji, 2009.
So again, it's playing with the idea of silence, and kind of tying the idea of silence in with no action. And if you remain quiet and silent, you can't express your ideas. And the expressing and desire to get your ideas across is what causes arguments and causes wars. So simply silence and taking in others is, one of the things that makes you able to learn, which is why it says that's something that your teacher offers you. Sit in silence and just absorb rather than trying to express your own ideas, because you might be wrong. He said, talking. But yeah, it's an interesting thought. To be honest, I mentioned this in a past video that I used to study Buddhism in college. I know it's an eye-rolling statement. And it was cool for a while to just be like, I free myself from desire, and, I'm just very laid back and just allowing things to happen around me. And then what ended up happening was it turned me into who I am today, which is a person who feels like I'm super behind. Like, I should have spent so much time doing actions that now I'm behind in the race to become a YouTube star and to be a comedian and to be a content creator. So now I have to do as much as possible. So it was nice being a Buddhist, but it made me more paranoid today. Yeah, so that's been my reflections. Editor Noah, tell me your research. Go.
All right, I have notes for this one because I had to do a lot of research on Gangaji. Gangaji is a woman, and she's a mother actually, and she is taken, and I want to make sure I say this word right.
Bodhisattva.
I just double checked how to say it. Bodhisattva. Nope. Just double checked how to say it. Bodhisattva vows. A Bodhisattva is someone who has achieved Buddhist enlightenment, but has chosen not to enter paradise and instead educate others on how to achieve enlightenment and enter nirvana. This has always been a confusing concept to me, even when I was studying this in college, because a Bodhisattva desires an outcome out of their students. They desire that they reach nirvana. But reaching nirvana and reaching enlightenment in Buddhist belief is freeing yourself from all desires. So it's a snake eating itself kind of problem. But I will say that in this quote, Ganjea, who I'm going to say and butcher the name constantly, along with the following names, brings up her teacher. Now, I've done research. I believe the teacher is named Papajaya, or H.W.L. Poja, who is a believer in Hinduism. So there's a tying of Hinduism and Buddhism into this. And his beliefs all come from learning through silence. Words can point to the ultimate truth, but they cannot be the ultimate truth. So basically, we're in a matrix situation. No one can be told what the matrix is. It's just something you know. So it's kind of a matrix situation. This is a very important quote. There must be a desire for God or a desire for liberation. So this actually talks about the idea of desire, and not freeing yourself of desire, but the importance of desire. So I guess that's more of the Hinduism of this. And the desire for God must be overwhelming. The desire for self or God must consume all other desires. So this is a very interesting point of view, in that it is bringing up God, a greater being, a higher being. However, it's not necessary to be God. It could be yourself. So clearly I'm not enlightened because I don't quite understand this. But that's the main teachings of Papajaya. And the idea of learning through silence. And it's not so much of just sitting and being quiet, but also turning off your own inner monologue and turning off your thoughts. Because if you can't think, if you're not thinking about other things you need to do, you're not desiring anything, you're just truly being quiet in the moment. And in those moments, that is when you learn. And it's saying not to choose love because when you seek love, you have an idea of what love is. And in seeking it, you're going to do it incorrectly because love is, I guess, another like wordless, undescribable thing. Which takes me back to my philosophy days when I was studying ancient Greek philosophy. And my teacher, I will never forget this, gave me the advice of if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a spouse or a loved one, let them know that they are useless. Because if you are only with someone so that they can serve a purpose in your life, you are using them. If they serve no purpose in your life and yet you still choose to be with them, you truly love them, which I've always thought was a very beautiful thing. But it's also a really mean thing to go up to someone and go, hey, you serve no purpose. But again, it's that idea of the lack of desire, and it's not so much of you complete me or you help me become the better version of I am, or you help me with this household. My love for you comes not from desire for self, but just accompaniment in silence. I'm kind of all over the place here, but I did a lot of research and not a lot of it made sense to me, so I'm doing my best, gang. To go on a little bit further, I really like that idea of knowledge being silence, and this is going to come up way later, but I just streamed this, that the knowledge that you gain from the witness is done entirely wordlessly. No one ever speaks to you. There's no tutorial in the witness. You do all the learning alone and in your own mind. And what I'm trying to do is the exact opposite with this series, is I'm trying to speak all the words and teach and so people understand this. But the experience of playing it, like, is a silent, this line doesn't work, this line does. The connection is made in a way that is not expressed as like a Webster's dictionary definition. It's just knowledge gained on how something works wordlessly and without description. So after you learn it, you can describe it, but it's still thought of and needs to be figured out. Later in the game, much later in the game, we will get to a point where the knowledge of how the puzzle should work and how to solve the panels needs to not be verbally expressed. It needs to not be thought about. It just needs to be understood, accepted, and done without thinking. And I think this quote's like really kind of leaning into that when it comes to the context of this game. That all being said, in my research of this woman, I grew to really not like her. You can go to her website and she offers meditation classes for a $19 monthly membership, plus other meditation workshops that are over $300. This to me felt like a Buddhist megachurch. Like this felt like Buddhism, like sold at a premium price, which is everything that goes against what Buddhism is. So as I was reading more about her, I'm like, oh, this all feels kind of manipulative and untrue and coming from the wrong place of trying to teach the right things. And as much as I don't like her, in my research, I found out we're going to be seeing her again later, and I'm probably going to freak out. Subscribe, because that's coming in like a month and a half.
You guys didn't get to see that if you're watching it on Twitch, but on YouTube, there's bonus material. Okay, so this is how this works. I love this game. It's such an interesting game. These two suns, they must exist in the same area. I have to make that L shape with my line. So, for example, ew, this would count. But also, like, this would count because they're touching. But it has to be -3. So there. Oh no, but now the 3's not included. Ooh, which means I just did it backwards. Ooh, there it is. Done so. How are we doing on time? We're doing okay on time, in that we need to end soon, but it's fine. So it's got to be 2 standing up and cannot be rotated. So it has to be this, which is going to make it run into this shape, which can be rotated. But it can also be moved down, so I could possibly do it like this. Wait, hold on. Here. So that would be the L block standing down and have the 2 on top of it. But it's not quite doing the things I needed to do. And then I gotta run it into... this is a tough one. This is a real tough one. This piece is here. Well, maybe it's here like this, right? Okay, and then it runs into the 2 and the L piece. Something like that. Almost. That doesn't quite make the shapes I want it to make. I think... Oh. Do this. That. And then that's rotated there. Wait, that's... There's the 2 standing up, and then those are the 3 across, so I could... Wait, I'm so close. I feel it. There's that shape, right? I've rotated that piece, and I've created that shape. I'm just trying to also include the 2 other shapes. So if I sit that one that way, and then put 2 on top like that, it'd be like that. I think that's right. Let me know in the comments if you understood what I just did. Oh, sweet. I made it to this tree like we all wanted me to be at the tree. What's good is, since I've completed those, I should be able to just complete this with the different ending and be okay. So, I'm gonna screw this up. I just need, oh wait, I kind of see it. It's, I gotta make this middle shape, but also do the sun thing. That, no. I can't figure it out. I cannot figure it out right now. So I want to end here, so it goes forward. But I gotta make this weird ass shape first. How did I do it before? 1, 2, 3, 4. Blam, 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 blam. No, this is no good. That is no good. Oh no, it should be Because it should be less. Because it should be... Oh my god. This puzzle, it gets me every time. I figured out how to do it sideways, but I didn't figure out how to do it up. Because sideways I can just do... Yeah, maybe if I do it sideways I can kind of like figure it out. If I do it sideways, it can be 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. How did I do this? Oh my god, my brain is just like mashed potatoes right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. What? Oh my god. Why can't I see it anymore? I had it figured out. I just did it. I did it a moment ago. Okay. I'm going to again walk away from this because we're near the end of the stream. And there's one thing I remembered that I wanted to show off. So run back to the boat. Oh, I meant to look for a cloud and I forgot. Damn it. There is this neat thing. Check under the stairs, video game. No, nothing. This is such a cool one. It's very interesting that they included this little tiny part of the dock so you could turn around, create this line. But you gotta wait for the buoy to spin around. This is a neat one because this buoy is actually moving. It's very subtle. Eventually, this will connect. And I gotta wait for it to spin back around to make it all the way up to the top of this. Here comes the line. Such a good puzzle. Such a good puzzle. And I believe there's a thing over here I missed. Sprinting. I think there's an audio clip like right at the end of one of these docks. If memory serves. Yep, there it is. Also looks like there should be an environmental puzzle here. But let's listen to some stuff. We'll analyze this, and then we'll be pretty much done with the stream for the day.
God bade me behold the sea, and I saw the ship sinking and the planks floating. Then the planks too were submerged. And God said to me, "Those who voyage are not saved." And he said to me, "Those who, instead of voyaging, cast themselves into the sea, take a risk." And he said to me, "Those who voyage and take no risk shall perish." And he said to me, "In taking the risk, there is a part of salvation." And the wave came and lifted those beneath it and overran the shore. And he said to me, "The surface of the sea is a gleam that cannot be reached, and the bottom is a darkness impenetrable. And between the two are great fishes, which are to be feared." Nefari, circa 970.
I have no idea what that's about. I'm gonna listen to it again. What? That was really weird. Who said what? Did you see that? Well, now I gotta listen to it again. That what came out of nowhere. I freaked out because I thought someone was behind me. All right, I'm gonna listen to it again, and be quiet after it's done talking. Philosophy-wise, it sounds similar to a story from the Bible, which is about the king gives his servants several coins. He gives one servant 5, he gives one servant 2, and he gives one servant 1. The servant that is given 5 gambles with it and comes back with 10. The second with 2 coins gambles with it and comes back with 4. The one that was given 1 buries it to protect it, comes back with 1, and then I think he's beheaded. And it was supposed to be a parable about using your talents. So the whole nothing ventured, nothing gained, take risks thing seems kind of similar to this story. But I'm going to listen to it again, and then I'll do research. But I'm going to see if that what happens again, because that was strange.
God bade me behold the sea, and I saw the ships sinking and the planks floating. Then the planks too were submerged. And God said to me, "Those who voyage are not saved." And he said to me, "Those who, instead of voyaging, cast themselves into the sea, take a risk." And he said to me, "Those who voyage and take no risk shall perish." And he said to me, "In taking the risk, there is a part of salvation." And the wave came and lifted those beneath it and overran the shore. And he said to me, "The surface of the sea is a gleam that cannot be reached, and the bottom is a darkness impenetrable. And between the two are great fishes, which are to be feared." Nefari, circa 970. What?
That's interesting. I kind of heard a heavy sigh from the reader, I guess. And then I heard, I'm not sure if you guys heard a murmur or if it was just someone outside. I almost feel like I heard direction. You're going to do it again but louder? Something like that. But it was just it was muffled. But that's what I'm assuming it would be. Some sort of direction. And then the voice actress said, "What?" But that would imply that we're supposed to know that these are produced. That what just blew my mind. I have no idea what that could possibly mean. No idea what that could mean. Yeah. Very strange. Enjoy researching that, Noah. Alright, that's going to do it for the stream. Thank you so much for joining me once again for Solving the Witness. If you'd like joining me here live, I play this game every Wednesday, and we try to discover its deeper meaning and a little bit about just life in general, and I share personal stories. It's my laid-back discussional Let's Play. Thank you. Thank you, Styles. That's what I try to do. Good shit.
What? Oh my god. All right, so a lot of things we got to talk about here. First off, Nefari. I did a little bit of research, and we're going from one side of the spectrum to the other in that Nefari almost no one knows anything about. The philosophies of Nefari were basically written down on little scraps of paper and then put together by someone, we don't know who, possibly his grandson or his nephew. They just kind of collected his papers. His philosophy is put together the same way as the story in The Last of Us, where you're just kind of wandering around grabbing scraps of paper and then tying all the little things together based on context. So it's really hard, shut up computer, it's really hard to really nail down what is trying to be described here. The idea of the scary fish and the depths of the darkness impenetrable, it sounds Lovecraftian, which this is way before H.P. Lovecraft, but I'm sure this inspired Lovecraftian ideas in you as well. Just know that it's not inspired by Lovecraft. Maybe Lovecraft was inspired by this. I don't know. I couldn't find any research that said that, but that's not the important part of this. In terms of like dissecting the quote, I think I already did a pretty good job of tying it to the Bible story of your talents. Basically, the Bible story in full is there are three people who go to the king and they're each given coins. One is given 5 coins, one is given 2 coins, one is given 1 coin. The first man takes his 5 coins, gambles with them. Oh, and is told he has to return the coins. That's important. The king is giving these coins for like safekeeping. First one goes out, takes 5 coins, gambles with them, wins, comes back with 10. Second one takes 2 coins, gambles with them, wins, comes back with 2 coins. The last one takes their 1 coin, buries it, keeps it safe, digs it up, returns. The first 2 men are praised, the last one is punished. Basically, keeping the coins to yourself and not spending them or using them, it doesn't allow them to grow. The same way of using your talents. If you are a talented writer, singer, doctor, and you don't do anything with it, well, what's the point? You got to go out there and take the risk of embarrassment. I think that's what the gamble is about, and make something of them. I think that's the same idea of a dangerous venture versus a safe venture. You need to go out there and take the risks and do things that are worth doing, knowing that it is a dangerous thing to do, rather than playing it safe and not gaining anything. That's my idea of this quote. I don't think the quote's important. What's important is the word what and the heavy sigh before that what. Because this is the first time that I even bothered to think, not even like, why are these quotes here? Which really I haven't thought. Like, why are these recordings here? But more importantly, why were they recorded? And who are these people recording them? It was so easy for me to just say, oh, this is this person talking. But like, so often a female's voice is being tied to a male artist or a male speaker when it comes to who said the quote, that I just totally ignored the fact that like we are not supposed to accept it as it is the people who originated these quotes speaking. These are people taking these quotes and recording them and then putting them throughout the island. Why would they do that? What are they trying to tell me? And that would mean, because we've been playing with this idea of the saboteur and the helper being these two kind of characters that are on the island. That there is someone that actively makes the puzzles harder, not impossible, but more difficult by cutting cables, by bending the positions of the panels so they're in the wrong place, breaking tree branches. And then there's the helper that is cutting down trees to make sure the shadows work and things like that. The idea that there are these two characters, these two forces that are trying to help and hinder, but not stop and not do it for us on the island. The existence of the word what implies that every voice we hear, every single person, every different voice we hear talking is a character on this island that has goals and wants and an effect on us. So we need to really dissect, who are these people? Why are they doing this? Why do they want us to find all this stuff? Are they witnessing what is happening? Are we their witness that is taking in their creation? What is going on here? And I'm going to be real with you. I'm way ahead of this video in terms of what I've streamed on Twitch, and I have a lot more information and things to say, but it's not going to come up for like 3 months on this here channel. So please stay tuned here on the channel on Plus2 Comedy Gaming as we continue to dissect and dive in on the deeper meaning of the witness. Whew! Here are your takeaways. I got a little card for that. 1, the illusion. We're saying it again. What's the correct viewpoint to see it from? Should I be seeing it from where I saw it originally in the past episode at the end of that kind of hallway, that plank? Or should I be on top of what I'm calling the blind so that it looks like the fire is spreading? Or should I be looking through one of the holes of the blind? 2, is it a blind? Is it actually a blind? Actually, 2 is it a butt? Remember the butt? Looks like a butt. Do you think it's a butt? Number 3 is it a blind? What do you think the actual building is where the button to turn on the laser is? What do you think that is? Is it just a room, or am I thinking, and I'm thinking too hard on it, or do you think it's a blind that was used for hunting or war? What are your thoughts on that? The box where I found the first quote today, what do you think that's for? Is it just for storage? Why is it inaccessible? Why can't I walk into it? Does it have a greater purpose? What are your thoughts there? And then on the 2 quotes, the power of silence. I know I've talked for like minutes straight now, so after this video, just sit in silence and turn your brain off. What do you think the power of silence is? The idea of nirvana and being enlightened, but also being a teacher and having the desire for your students to do well. Also this weird Buddhist megachurch that I don't care for, but I want to have to talk about later because they're going to show a video of her later. I'm not excited for that. And the quote about the voyage and the darkness and the scary fish. I really don't have a good answer for what the scary fish are. So what are your thoughts on the scary fish? And finally, leave what you think that what means. I'd love to hear your input on it. I have my own theories that are going to come out in a later video, but I want yours. I want everyone's view on this because together we can solve the witness.